Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming this afternoon and welcome to the first ever Brooklyn dishwashing duel. And without a clean dish upon which to sit, even the most baroque or refined meal just becomes slop sitting on a table. We live in a society that's obsessed with food, it's obsessed with cooking shows, and this has always been very confusing to me because it seems to me that food occurs in nature. Every animal eats food. Washing a dish, however, is an act that accords civilization by its very existence. We're the only species that washes dishes. So we are here today then to redress this unfortunate imbalance. We are here to take a look at this overlooked art and to revel in the beauty that happens when a great and passionate dishwasher is faced with a creative challenge. Participating in this first duel will be the two great cuisines of Europe. On the one hand, we have Le Gamin, the French eatery from Greenpoint, Brooklyn, represented here by their dishwasher Jevon, 6'4", 210 pounds, from Martinique, with his second in command, Jackie. On the other hand, we have Matthew Palombino, owner of Motorino restaurant, presenting the great food of Naples and southern Italy. He will be representing himself in this challenge. I would like to introduce our judges. We have three excellent judges today. Our first judge is Dave Pollock, owner of the Field of Honor here at the Diamond. Dave, come on up here, and if you would.
I'm being told that there's actually no earpiece in my ear at the moment. Dave, welcome to the stage. How do you feel about today? Let's talk a little bit about your qualifications in judging a competition of this nature.
Okay. I washed the dishes last night at home, and the night before that I used the dishwasher. I wasn't really involved that night.
Our second judge here today, we're very pleased to have Alex Delaney.
I work for bonappetit.com, and I've messed up a few dishes in my day, so I'm here to judge this competition pretty well.
Alex, how are you today?
Doing pretty well.
And do you feel comfortable judging a competition of this nature?
I never feel that comfortable doing anything, but yes, average comfortability.
I feel very uncomfortable all the time, which is why I had scotch for breakfast. You look fantastic. Are you prepared?
As prepared as I could be, yes.
Great.
Excellent. Alex Delaney.
Alex Delaney, ladies
From
and gentlemen, celebrity judge number 2.
We're very pleased to have with us today David Bookbinder. He is a GLBT rights specialist, primarily focusing on sub-Saharan Africa for various NGOs, including the Human Rights Watch on occasion. David Bookbinder, can I please have you come up here?
Part of why I'm a judge is because I understand that whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you got your original equipment, you've been upgraded, you need clean dishes. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see what's going on here, and I'll make judgments accordingly.
We're about to get underway here, but I wanted to go over a few rules of the competition. Each dishwasher will be washing at their dishwashing station. A coin toss will determine the challenged and the challenger role. Each dishwasher is given the dishes they have to wash over 3 rounds. Round number 1 will be devoted to volume. This is the maximum number of dishes in the minimum amount of time. Round 2 will be precision. This is a round in which they will wash that pan and they will wash that cutting board to their finest cleaning capabilities. Round 3 will be a round devoted to artistry. This is in which they wash a single wine glass in 1 minute.
This is my favorite round, my personally favorite round, Jamie.
When I was a small child, I nearly died after eating from a very dirty dish in a small village in northern Kenya. This experience, I think, really changed me. It planted in me a deep and enduring seed that to this day drives me to try and restore dishwashing to what I feel is its rightful and important and paramount place at the center of American life. We're going to do a coin toss to determine the roles of the challenger and the challenged. Here you go. Do you choose heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads. Heads it is. At the beginning of the contest, a pillow will be presented, upon which will be the weapons, and the challenged party will have the first choice of weapon.
Brush and rag for Motorino. He has chosen the Palmolive.
On your mark, get set, go.
Fantastic motion going over here on the Le Gamin side. This is the speed and agility we've been looking for. Clearly a southpaw, using his left hand as his scrubbing implement. Motorino, water is going everywhere. The incredible use of water. I mean, for me, this is a style element, Jamie.
In the speed round, I'm going to be looking for volume. We want to see who washes the most dishes and who does it the best. But most of all, numbers.
I gotta say, I'm intrigued by the fact that they did not decant the water into their dishwashing tubs. Both dishwashers are choosing to use the water inside the 5-gallon tub instead of decanting it into a lesser tub.
I think this shows a lack of an industrial type of dishwashing when you have dishes going into a receptacle rather than putting water in. And keep in mind, there are no sprayers here, folks. There is no pressurized water coming from anywhere. This is all muscle coming from hands, coming from wrists.
As much as this round is technically about the speed, if the dishes aren't clean, then I'm not going to be happy.
Motorino is speeding through this round, I'm looking at Le Gamin now, and there's a lot of scrubbing going on. The sheer amount of water coming from the innards within this bucket is fantastic to me, and I can't tell you, I cannot appreciate enough this young man's valiant effort. There is courage on his face and determination in his heart.
In the first round, the volume round, I'm going to show my momentum and speed.
It really is an underappreciated technical art that I think we can bring out to the fore, and we can discover that people have tools, they have techniques, they have methodologies that make this much more effective.
Back to Motorino here. First off, I just want to say really quickly, both contenders are using a lot of water, going through a lot of water.
What I'm seeing, one of the things I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of brutality given to the dishes. I'm going to be surprised if these dishes come out without nicks and
this is raw talent that's happening here,
This
Jamie.
is raw talent. Dishwashing is aesthetically invigorating to look at. It requires a tremendous amount, I think, of skill and energy. I do notice Motorino seems to have gone through the bulk of his dishes in a minimum amount of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have you know that, as was verified by our pre-crew, there were the exact same number of dishes and utensils in each bucket.
Le Gamin again powering ahead with some of the smaller implements. Stacking is part of the judging.
Stacking is part of the thing. I see that Le Gamin has gone into the stacking phase of their operation.
There will be points for stacking style.
30 seconds left.
There's a lot of rinsing going on both sides. A lot of backtracking going on the left here. This young man is putting, the dishes are being stacked perfectly. Time, 8, 7, 6, 5. Gentlemen, drop your dishes. Down, put your implements down, gentlemen. Put your implements down. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been hotly contested, and I say hotly because the water they are using is hot, in fact.
Excellent fight. Excellent work there, Jevon.
I'm really sort of into the precision, and I'm looking to see how clean these guys can get the dishes in the allotted time. They have a very difficult setup. They're not working with a typical industrial kitchen setup.
It's not about strength. It's about speed. And I don't think I've ever been second to anyone as far as speed goes.
When I win this competition, I'll be the best dishwasher in all of Brooklyn.
I chose Jevon because he is the most attentive and the calmer force in the dishwashing team.
I think Robert shouldn't hide behind his guy, and I think he should come and face me.
Clearly, when you're dealing with the two great cuisines in Europe, both of them are unimpeachable on the level of actual culinary and gustatory delight. So people are looking for some kind of secondary or tertiary element to bring the other culture down.
They never clean their dishes. It's always the same tomato sauce, so why clean it?
I think we can crush that diner pretty bad. We're just gonna go a business and just crush.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to round two now, round two of this competition.
Today's event is partially sponsored by Sam's Bleach. Sam's Bleach, dishes whiter than Coachella.
When one's honor is besmirched, the most noble way to address it is the duel. It is incumbent upon you to engage in this duel to prove that your honor is beyond reproach. Can I have you hold up your pan so that the audience can see the pan? Can you also hold up the cutting board there, the cutting board that they will also get to clean?
Yes.
One thing I'm going to be looking for in the dirty pan precision round is the corners. It's got to be spotless because that's where you get bacteria.
Today's event is brought to you by Davis Steel Wool. Davis, for the last time, there's no such thing as steel sheep.
Dishwashers, are you ready? Take your mark, get set.
Round two has begun, and already Motorino is off to a rocky start. There's a bus tub on the ground, but quickly recovering from that. The scrubbing action that's happening is unbelievable. Unbelievable what I'm watching. Over on the Le Gamin side, Le Gamin already getting some of the crust, darkly encrusted egg on the bottom of that pan off. I can see clearly there's plenty of substance.
I see a very stubborn corner in the northeast corner of Le Gamin spot.
I'm going to look for inventive ways for them to get that stuff off. They use their fingernails. In this competition, anything goes.
I see Motorino.
Really?
Motorino is going down. He's using a knife to try and remove some of the
Really
scrubbing.
getting into
He's
the
going
corner.
around the
That
edges.
is
What
very
looked
outside.
like it might have been a foolish choice at the outset is now looking to be a quite good choice.
We still have
I
2
hear
minutes
some
left in this
squeaking.
round.
He is going to get this pan so clean that we are going to be able to look right through it and see our future right here. Anything that is ruined, anything that is broken will be points deducted. The judges are going to be looking for nicks on the dishes. They're going to be looking for spots.
Motorino has clearly already moved on to the cutting board.
Now, one of the things that we're looking at here that's very interesting is that these dishes not only need to be cleaned within an inch of their life, they also need to be rinsed so that there is no streaking, there is no grease spots. That's going to be awfully hard with a sink full of dirty, greasy, wet water.
Without the use of a sprayer or a continuous flow of hot water, these events become much more difficult in this environment. You can hear the crowd on their feet, the crowd chanting on Motorino and Le Gamin. Both contestants, it looks as if there's some elbow grease going in on my left-hand side, on the Le Gamin side. He's really getting those corners.
I see Motorino cleaning off his station. That's good to see. That's good to see.
Fantastic
He's thinking about
efforts.
the future. We got a cleaner
Fantastic
station
efforts.
over here from Le Gamin, but we do have a fork and a knife on the ground behind the field of honor. Jevon is, oh, look at that. He's fantastic. He picked up the fork and the knife.
Where are we at, Jamie? Where are we at?
Time! Time!
End of round. Put your implements down, gentlemen. Put your implements down. Please, Le Gamin, put your implement down.
Le Gamin, put your implement
Le Gamin.
down, sir. Put your implement down. Thank you.
We went a little over on the Le Gamin side. That may cost you in the judging round.
We want to see who gets all that gunk out of there the quickest, most efficiently, and do you want to eat off the pan after they've cleaned it?
I am implored to tell you that today's event is partially brought to you by Dobson's Intimate Hair Removal. Dobson's, you probably forgot what it looked like.
This is our
Jamie.
third and final round. It is the lightning round.
Yes.
It is a round of artistry and precision. Over here we have Francesco the Boar Palombino
Francesco, give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
taking the reign for the last thing.
Very nice.
And
Twisting here for Le Gamin, Jackie Hellebad Hansen.
what I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is this is a single wine glass. It has been drunk by a woman with lipstick. You'll notice the lipstick around the edge. That's a pretty difficult thing to clean off. I'm putting it here. You are not allowed to touch it until the round begins.
For the artistic round, this is about getting one glass as clean as possible. I don't think that should be very hard to do in the time allotted.
Anyone can wash a wine glass who does it the most beautifully and who does it, the most efficiently.
There is indeed a craft to dishwashing that can be perfected, that can be advanced, that can be aesthetic and beautiful to watch. This is a fairly dangerous round. This is probably the most dangerous round here in the dishwashing competition. I want to ask both of our dishwashers to be safe. Make sure you don't break that glass. Make sure you don't cut yourself.
I'm going to do it like this. This is my technique for before the competition.
Dishwashers, are you on your marks?
We're ready.
The artistry is, you know what it is? You know it when you see it. So I'm waiting to see what I see.
This is round 3. Can you hold it up for us, big and proud?
The final round.
On your marks. Get set. Go.
We're already off to a pleasant start here.
So I like the calmness over here of the boar. The boar is really soaking that glass well.
I would argue
He's
this
going
is the
for it.
most tranquil of the rounds so far.
This is beautiful. This is very beautiful.
I don't like streaks on the stemware. Don't ever do that.
I'm watching dancing
I'm
going
seeing
on
the
the Le Gamin
training
side.
here.
Actual dancing, motion and dancing.
That is fantastic. We're seeing a real professional here in action. Look, she's looking at the glass. She's using perspective. She's using her arm. She's holding it up.
I'm looking for them to really look to the heavens, to watch the sunlight coming through the glass, get it from all angles, and do it in a very fluid movement with their body.
We only have 1 minute here, and we're going to see if they can get every single smear of lipstick off.
I think a valiant effort going on, twisting on both sides. This is a common usage for a
10
towel.
seconds left in this round,
10
ladies
seconds,
and gentlemen.
ladies and
10
gentlemen.
seconds left in this round.
10 seconds left for the
6,
final round at today's
4,
Diamond Dishwashing
3,
Duel.
2, 1.
Please put your rags
Put your
down.
dishes down, ladies and gentlemen. Put your dishes down. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the active phase of the dishwashing duel. Let's please have a big round of applause for our participants. On my left, Le Gamin of Franklin Street.
Give it up for Le Gamin.
On my right, Motorino on Broadway, ladies
Folks,
and
give it
gentlemen.
up for Motorino.
Now, Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a 5-minute recess during which the judges are going to go around to these dishes. They're going to pick the dishes up. They're going to look at them. They're going to make their final judgment.
Today's event is partially brought to you by the MTA. MTA, swipe it again.
I think I just tried to have a lot of fun. You know, I was dancing a little up there. It was try to keep really calm. Please, 1 minute is longer than you think.
I thought I did pretty good. I mean,
very nice. Can we have our contestants step up so we can award the prize to our winner, please? A representative from Le Gamin. Come on up here. And from Motorino
Very
Pizza.
quickly, before we award this award, did any of the judges award a bonus point?
Station cleanliness, which I gave definitely to Le Gamin. Aesthetics, I gave a bonus to Motorino because of the way the dishes were racked, which would be more conventionally how they should be racked rather than flat side down, which was that.
I gave overall bonus points, 3 to each team.
Okay, can you explain those, please?
Sure. For Motorino, bonus point for family values. Another bonus point for innovation, using the own dishes to clean the other dishes. And then another bonus point for generosity.
Now, I'll have you know that one of our judges came up with a score of -12, which we've determined is actually impossible.
There's only 0 to 5, and so I don't understand how he came up with negative points.
I don't know if you looked at these plates, but my kid eats mud off of Frisbee that's cleaner than some of these plates.
Harsh words from a judge.
Okay, hang on.
Harsh words.
You're right. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, I would encourage you to come up and look at that. There is a whole lot of stuff right over there.
I think that we have a privilege speed for detail. I think that it was a compromise that we needed to make.
Look at this.
Let's see what you're talking about.
Just again.
I want to quickly interject that I've eaten curry off the ground on the Lower East Side on a Friday night.
It's French cuisine. This is French cuisine, David. Take that into account.
The dishes were filthy, but the judges did not have the authority to award negative points.
If you go home tonight and you look at the dishes you have in your dish rack and dishes you have piled up on your cupboard, I think you'll be surprised by how dirty many of them are. I think the only fair thing to do at this point is to disqualify our judge number 3. Which puts our winner squarely in the camp of Le Gamin!
Le Gamin!
The first ever dishwashing duel.
from this experience, I learned that we're actually the best. And so the next time, I think I'm just going to have to do the same thing.
Well, I feel proud for Jevon. Jevon really put a lot of attention to his mission here.
I think that type of event like this are very much needed, so we can keep things a little bit silly, which is important. And I hope to see more of this competition because it was actually a lot of fun.
Dishes are the fundamental foundation of any good restaurant, any good cooking contest. It is easy to get a lot of attention by going into a kitchen and moving around in an excitable way and chopping things up really small and throwing them up in the air. But if at the end of the day, you're putting all that creativity onto a dirty plate, it's all going to be for naught. So I actually would challenge some of these cooking contests to pay a little bit more attention to, what precedes them into the room, in which case it's the dishes.